Your home is your sanctuary, a place of comfort, wellness, and security for your family. Today, we're using more digital and electronic devices. While they bring convenience and enjoyment, these devices also emit electromagnetic waves constantly during use. Invisible to our eyes, these electromagnetic waves affect the environment around us. As a result, we are exposed to these types of waves day in, day out. Introducing emGuarde, a patented technology by emGuarde. When turned on, emGuarde neutralizes the electromagnetic waves within 1 gigahertz, creating a defense zone of 8 meters. emGuarde harmonizes the environment around you, making it safe for you and your loved ones. Simply place it wherever it's needed and plug it into a dedicated USB port, whether you're on the go, at work, or in the comfort of your home. emGuarde is designed to integrate seamlessly in any situation. You can now enjoy the benefits of technology without worrying about any potential risks. Protect your family's health and well-being. Contact your emGuarde distributor today. emGuarde. Change your environment, change your life.
Okay, so that is the opening video for emGuarde. So as you can see, I think the video covered elements that this is something that is a technology that is really recently introduced by emGuarde. The video started. So it's recently launched by emGuarde, all right? And currently, the Malaysian branch is the first branch to have this in the entire world. So for those new people, can I just see by some response in the chat box? If you're totally new to tonight's Zoom, maybe you were invited by a friend, a family, or a business partner, can you just type number 1 in the chat box? Yeah, if you're totally new here, we would like to welcome you. Just type number 1 in the chat box if you are new. Yeah, this is your first time attending a Zoom meeting like this. Yeah, so hello, Sophia. Who else is new? Just put down number 1 in the chat box. All right. Tino, welcome. So who else do we have that are new? Yeah. So new people, just type a number 1 in the chat box. Okay. So now, why I asked that question is just to give you guys an introduction and a bit of background about what we're going to talk about today. We know it's about the emGuarde. I'm sure the people that invited you have already told you it's going to be about emGuarde, the technology, and also the potential business, very highly potential business opportunity. But before I go there, I would like to introduce the company that we all belong to. We have partnered with this company for many years. Some, like myself, 7 years. Some people 2 years. Some people very new, a year, 6 months. Some people even 15, 20 years. Yeah. So emGuarde is a Japanese-based company. They've been around for the last 49 years. You can look them up on Google. They have established since 1974. And they have been selling a top quality products around the world that are medically certified for many years already. So that is emGuarde. They've been around for a long time. And recently, they have introduced this patented technology into the market. And Malaysia is the first market they have launched. And after that, they'll be spreading it all around the world. So this is a new, very new innovation and invention in the market. So it's very exciting times ahead for those of you who are looking at this just as a product to use for yourself because it's so new. And for those of you who are looking at this as a business opportunity, which I'm going to go into later on. All right. So emGuarde currently has 45 offices in 25 countries around the world, Malaysia being one of them. Okay. So Sarah, Paul, welcome everybody. Yeah, so new guys. So let me go into my presentation of today. So in the video, you have seen this is something that you would like to put it in your home because today we're exposed to so much of these, what we call EMR. I'll be using the word EMR many times. It stands for electromagnetic radiation. Okay, electromagnetic radiation. So the short form is EMR. Yeah, if I didn't introduce, I don't remember if I introduced myself. My name is Simon Loh. I've been a distributor with emGuarde for the last 7 years. I'm based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and we plan to take this globally. Yeah, so for those of you who are from overseas, this is an opportunity for you. So emGuarde's been around for a long time. They just introduced this. Okay, so EMR is the focus. So let's go into a little bit about why we need this. Why enagic has chosen this time? Business is about timing. Why did enagic choose this time to introduce such a product? Because as we already know, 20 years ago, when I grew up, maybe when you grew up, last time, we don't have all these electronic devices. Am I right? We grew up playing outside in the rain, football. We play with sticks and erasers and bottle caps. So a lot of us, we grew up without technology. But today, who here, you have children in your home, could be your own kids, could be your niece, could be your nephews, that they are exposed to all these devices at a very young age. If this is what you have experienced before, type 2 in the chat box. That you have young children growing up, even in school, right? You go to all these private schools, they are using it in the classroom, laptop and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, so they're exposed to all these things at a very early age. And the question I have for you is this: these technologies are integrated into their lives to help them learn faster, help them get access to knowledge, Google or YouTube and entertainment. But do you think there are negative effects to the exposure to these devices? If you believe there are negative effects, type EMR in the chat box. Yeah. By the way, there's a lot of science to back this up. I just want to see where you're coming from. Are you aware that there are dangers? Because the challenge with EMR is it's invisible. You can't see it, you can't touch it, you can't smell it, but it's there. Yeah. So today around the world, we talk about all kinds of pollution, right? Water, air, noise. But a lot of professors today, you go on Google, there are a lot of science journals, professors, doctors, influential people. A lot of people are talking about electromagnetic radiation pollution, EMR pollution. It is a pollution and it's polluting our lives. And the crazy thing is, it's invisible. You can't see it. So I just want to ask everybody a question. If you were to go back to your living room today, you may even be sitting in your living room, and if this is what you see, you see all these white lines coming up from your TV, coming up from your purifier, coming up from your air conditioning, your lights and everything. Would you dare to sit peacefully would you have peace sitting in your living room if you see all of this? Yes or no, type in the chat box. If this is all you see in your living room, white lines coming everywhere, you won't even dare to walk inside, right? If you can see it. But the truth of the matter is, this is how it is, except it is invisible. But it exists. Yeah, it exists. So a lot of us wouldn't even walk in because we cannot see it. Anything that we cannot see, we don't fear. Yeah, except for ghosts. Okay, just a joke. We cannot see the ghost, but we're scared of ghosts. Okay, so EM radiation sources. What are the things that actually contributes all these EM radiation sources? Your Wi-Fi, your smartphone, mobile phone. Nowadays, people have 2 phones. All right, and there's already some research that who here, men especially, who here you put your phone in your front pocket? Type me in the chat box. Anybody? Who here you put the phone in your front pocket? Even women, who put in the front pocket? Type me, M-E. Not B, me, M-E. Saya, me. All right. So you see, when you put it in your front phone, what's going to happen? You receive messages, you receive calls, you receive connection, internet. What does it do? There's already proof that it actually affects your reproductive system. Yeah. So because it's so near. So the better place to put this is on the back pocket, right? So we travel around with all this kind of stuff. And once you go into researching all these things, you get scared. Yeah. But when you don't research it, you don't know. So what else? We have computer, sockets, microwave, high tension wires, all this kind of stuff are the standard EM radiation sources in our lives. All right. So when we talk about radiation, you see, radiation is a huge topic. Radiation is a huge topic. Radiation can go from radioactive material, like, they have all these gamma ray, in Chernobyl, Ukraine, they have all these radioactive material, to the heat from the sun, that is also radiation. So radiation is a huge topic. So let's understand the 2 different types of spectrum when we talk about frequencies. There is the ionizing and there is a non-ionizing. When you talk about ionizing, those kind of radiation is detrimental to our DNA, which if you're exposed to X-ray for a long time or even gamma ray, your cells start to mutate, right? Gamma ray, we all watch Marvel, right? That's how Bruce Banner became the Hulk. So we know those are radioactive things, but we are not exposed to ionizing on a regular basis. we're exposed to a lot of something called non-ionizing, which is the lower frequency spectrum, but still considered high because it's megahertz. So 3 megahertz to 1,000 megahertz, we call it the non-ionizing frequencies, which is coming out from all the EM radiation sources that I've shared with you in this slide, right? So non-ionizing, is it dangerous to us? Let's find out. Is it dangerous? So we believe in facts and science and research. Now, this is a report. I will share with you the report later, the file. Now, based on the new FCC exposure limit, the human body, our body, absorbs RF is radio frequency, or we call it radiation, in short for RF energy, at some frequencies more effectively than others, at a range of 30 to 300 megahertz. So it is this 30 to 300 megahertz that the body absorbs more effectively, which means we actually absorb a lot more. Because there are some research where frequency is actually higher than this range, your skin actually blocks it. But because it's at a lower range, your skin absorbs it. I don't know if I'm making sense. Yeah, it's regarding to the frequency. So such energy of EM waves can cause damage to cells, DNA, leading to an increased risk of cancer, mutation, and other health problems. So where did we get this from? This is from this report of the FCC. Yeah, FCC. So this is, you can Google it, OET Bulletin 65. It was published in 1997. So it's a long time ago. Yeah, close to 30 years ago. So it says there, the body absorbs 30 to 300 megahertz more effectively. So we have to be very careful with this range of frequencies around us. Why? Because this is a research done by, what do you call that? An engineer in India. They have found out that the body and cells, they actually have different frequencies. So you can see your brain, human body, the heart, the liver, the pancreas, they all have frequencies ranging from 55 all the way to 90. So what did you notice there? 55 to 90 falls within the range of 30 to 300. All right, the reason why it's absorbing a lot more at this range because the body's frequency is at this range. So when you have devices around you that emits frequencies of this range, we are in trouble. Okay, so I'm going to share with you a quick video here. You can see on the right, there's this scientist, there's this look like a teacher or scientist. Now, this one is quite a common experiment they do in physics class. They call it the resonance theory, the resonance test. So you can see he's using a tuning fork. The one on the left is 512 hertz. The one on the right is 440 hertz. So we talk about the resonance. Now, if the tuning fork have different frequencies, what is going to happen is, okay, what's going to happen is, it will not cause any vibrations or resonance, right? So nothing happens. But when he changes it to the exact same frequency, 440 hertz, and when he hits it, what's going to happen to the ping pong ball on the opposite side? Can you see the ball starts to move because the tuning fork is being vibrated because there is resonance. So when the devices, the EM radiation sources around us resonates, these kind of frequencies that is similar to the frequencies of our body organs, what's going to happen? Resonance and vibrations. And scientists and doctors have already researched that when this happens, how it actually affects our health. So it says that symptoms of long-term exposure from EM radiation, it could be body and muscle pain, concentration problem, brain cancer, memory loss, fatigue, dizziness, heart problem, infertility, headache, body and muscle pain, eye soreness, immune system, sleeping problems, stress and anxiety, DNA mutation, skin irritation as well. All right. So we are actually exposing our bodies to these kind of health effects. All right. So this can be caused by radiation. So what I'm going to share with you later is I'm going to show you actually how much radiation is being exposed to onto our body from our sources. So you can see this rainbow color thing on the top. This actually gives you a measurement of the level of radiation that is harmful to the body. So this is actually measured in microwatts. So we have tools in the market that is actually able to measure how much radiation is emitting from the laptop, phone, and your lights and all this kind of stuff. So if it shows about less than 200 microwatts, the first segment, the blue segment, it is not that dangerous. It is only slightly dangerous. But if it's in between 200 to 1,000 microwatts, it is actually considered dangerous. Okay, 1,000 to 1,500 is very dangerous. 1,005 to more than 2,000 is considered a health hazard. Yeah, a health hazard. So why do we want to talk about this? It's because even the World Health Organization in 2011 has already classified that electromagnetic fields are possibly carcinogenic to humans based on an increased risk for glioma, a malignant type of brain cancer associated with wireless phone use. So even the WHO says it is possibly carcinogenic. And if you go to iPhone, you can even check the exposure information on the general setting, the legal and regulatory. Even Apple tells you to reduce exposure to RF energy, use hands-free built-in speakerphone or headphones. Because when you pick up the phone like this and put it next to your face, what's happening is you're actually cooking your brain. We call it cooking your brain in layman terms. Okay, so I want to share with you guys is I have a couple of videos that can give you more clarity, okay, on exactly what these microwatts, this radiation is all about. Okay, now there are a couple of videos. I'm going to share with you a video where there is one of our team members that actually went to a high tension wire area. Okay, I'm going to just open up the video. And that's where they took a tool to actually measure the radiation there. Okay, I'm going to let the video do the talking. This, yep. Okay, all right. Let me just make it big. Oops. Okay.
This is where I used to live, and across the road, less than 100 meters, this is the high tension cable. Let me show you what I mean by very high density of electric field intensity. So currently, if you notice, right, when I turn on the detector,
so this is a tool.
as you can see, the entire airspace around my house is 1,500 microwatts. Now this direction is where the high tension cable is not behind the ring, so there is nothing there. But once I move the detector towards the high tension cable, if you notice, the reading is between 1,800 microwatts to 2,000 microwatts steadily.
All right. So that is actually high tension cables. And remember just now when I shared with you the slide, when we look at the what do you call that? The range, what is considered safe and what is considered dangerous. Anything above 200 to 1,000 is already considered dangerous. Above 1,000 is already very dangerous. And what was the reading you guys saw just now? The high tension wire was so far away from the house. Okay, it was already between 1,004, 5, and 1,006. And you may see that the detector, we call it the RD, radiation detector, it will even go to a number 1 because the number 1 means it has exceeded 2,000 microwatts. So anything above 2,000, this particular detector only shows the figure 1. So is that crazy, ladies and gentlemen? Something that we're exposed to on a regular basis. Yeah, and later I have another video to share with you on your phones and on your laptops. So let's understand why this is so dangerous. Okay, even the Killing Cancer Not People by the American Anti-Cancer Institute talks about EMR, cordless phone, from your cell phone, smart meters, and computer. They have connection with autism, Alzheimer, obesity, multiple sclerosis, allergies, cancer, and etc. EMF pollution now, it includes decrease in immune function and cancer. So there are a lot of it. So this is Dr. Magda Havas. She's a Canadian researcher and professor. She researches on the biological effect of, they call it electrosmog, which is EMR. Okay, so what she has found is if you're exposed to this laptop for 70 minutes, okay, what she has found is your blood starts to form something called the rouleau formation. So the rouleau formation means your blood cells starts to stack on top of each other. It becomes like a stack of pancakes. What does that mean? It's like a clotting sensation in your blood. And according to her, this is the same blood type that is in diabetic patients. 10 minutes of using wireless phone, you can see the formation is even worse. The stacking is even worse. Because if you look below the healthy red blood cell, in a clean EMR environment, it should be free flowing. So the symptoms are poor circulation, low oxygen transport, reduced waste removal, headache, fatigue, difficulty concentrating, numbness, tingling, and cold extremities. Who here, when you pick up the phone and you talk for a long time, you get heating in your ear, right? Type 1 in the chat box. And who here, when you use your phone, you watch video or you play mobile games or whatever, you get numbness on your finger, type 1 as well. This is the formation that is happening in those areas, the rural formation area. All right. So what I'm going to share with you guys now is, I'm going to share with you 2 videos, maybe just one for the purpose of today to keep things simple. I'm going to share with you how the emGuarde actually works. Okay. So this is a video that I've done myself. Okay. Right here. Okay. This is how the emGuarde works.
All right, so for those of us who are constantly on our mobile phones, on our laptop, let's test how much radiation we're actually exposed to. All right, so I'm going to use my radiation detector.
You
So
can
the
see it's
phones are
above
emitting tremendous amounts of radiation.
2000 microwatts.
All right, and let's look at our laptops. Equally bad as well. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to plug in the emGuarde by emGuarde. Okay, just like that. So it's turned on now. And we're going to go back to the phone.
0.
It is completely 0. And the laptop is 0 as well when the emGuarde is turned on. So currently now my entire space here is without any harmful radiation with emGuarde. So change your environment, change your life.
Okay, so basically when you turn on the emGuarde, if you saw that video, what did it do? When I put the detector back onto the laptop and the phone, it showed a value of 0. And later I'm going to go into the technology that actually does it. How is the emGuarde able to do such a thing to cancel off the radiation? Okay, so here we go. Okay, so the environment harmonizer, harmonizing medium to high frequency EMA up to 1 gigahertz. That is what emGuarde is all about. And the objective is to create harmonious spaces around the world. So the emGuarde harmonizes medium to high frequencies up to 1 gigahertz. Now, a lot of people ask why 1 gigahertz and not above that? Because the body absorbs most effectively 30 to 300 megahertz. 1 gigahertz is 1000 megahertz, for those who are wondering. Okay, so it is the lower range of the radiation that the body absorbs more. That's why the emGuarde is there to deflect it. Now, the emGuarde cannot deflect above 2 gigahertz and all that, because if they do that, your Wi-Fi, your 3G will stop to work because your Wi-Fi is 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz. So this emGuarde, you can use it anywhere you want. It does not affect your signal, your internet connectivity, your Wi-Fi at all. And we have discussed just now, anything that has on the higher frequency, your body actually doesn't absorb as much of it as the lower frequency. Okay, so it is a lower frequency we need to be wary about. It is a defender. It defends your family and loved ones against harmful invisible EM waves 24/7. You basically buy it, install it, turn it on 24/7, and it is low maintenance. You plug it into a power source, and the light comes out on the LED. That's about it. And it has a lifespan of a minimum of 5 years. And once the emGuarde is turned on, it has 8 meters of defense, 4 by 4 meters, left and right, up and down. So this is something that can protect the entire living room, even inclusive of a bedroom, depending on how your house is structured. But if you live in a bigger house, maybe you live in a big villa or bungalow, you may need more than one emGuarde. So put emGuarde at places where you spend most time. Some of you you don't spend a lot of time in the kitchen, so you don't need the emGuarde to cover your kitchen. You need to cover your rooms. You need to cover your living room, maybe your study rooms. Yeah. So you guys would know it better than us. So you have to see where do you spend most time. Get your emGuardes, 1 or 2 units, set it up, and make sure that the places are protected. So 8 meters of defense with the emGuarde. So how does the technology work? So when I use a detector, what it's actually detecting is the power intensity, right? That's what the microwatts actually mean. So the EM radiation source has a pathway for the energy to flow to you, to affect your brain and your whole body, right? We talk about it, the organs. So it has a pathway. So when the emGuarde is turned on, what the emGuarde is actually doing is, what the emGuarde is actually doing is, it is sending out something called a harmonics frequency. It is an opposing frequency to break the pathway of the frequencies between 30 to 1000 megahertz. Actually, it's 3 to 1000 megahertz. Yeah, I added 1 0. It is designed to break the pathway of 3 megahertz to 1000 megahertz. So it's there to break the pathway. It's called a harmonics frequency, or what we call another word is opposing frequencies. So when you break the pathway, what's going to happen? The energy from the EM radiation source does not have a pathway to come to affect our body anymore. That's why when you put the detector, okay, on the emGuarde, okay, when you put the detector onto your phone with the emGuarde is turned on, it shows 0 because the emGuarde deflects 95% and above of the radiation. So Winston asks, I have an emGuarde. Please let me know why the icon goes on and off, although it is plugged in. Winston, I'll go into that a little bit later because we talk about the adapter and the ampere. You need to use the right adapter. 2.0 A and 5 volt. Just check the adapter that you're using to ensure there's enough power going in. And that's the first thing you need to check. You can respond to me in the chat box or later as well. Okay. So this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is the emGuarde. So basically, long story short, this product is very simple to explain. It is something that you put in your home and it deflects all these EM radiation sources and its harmfulness. And our tagline in our company is change your environment, change your life. The retail investment for this emGuarde is currently at 6,620 ringgit. But the good news for all of us here in Malaysia is the company is also offering credit card installment plans up to 24 months. Yeah. So for those of you who are already considering to get an emGuarde, you only have to pay about 275.85 ringgit a month, interest free, and you can already own the emGuarde. Yeah. So who here after this presentation, you recognize the dangers of this, what we call EMR, and you would love to have an emGuarde in your home? Type EMG, emGuarde, short form, EMG in the chat box. Yeah, if you like what you just saw, it makes sense to you, you want to start protecting yourself. And by the way, this is also something that you also want to bring into your car. Let me just share with you one more video since we have some time. This is basically a video I made for cars, okay? Because you guys, a lot of us, we spend a lot of...
Where are you going?
Hey bro, I'm just heading out. But before I go out, I want to show you guys something really interesting. Are you one of those people that spends a couple hours a day in the car, stuck in the traffic jam or traveling long hours? And have you ever felt after spending a lot of time in your car, you feel headache, maybe you feel tiredness, or maybe you get some pains in your eyes? Now this is not just because of the jam, it is also because that our cars are also emitting a lot of radiation onto our body, our brain and our eyes. So let's take a look at this radiation detector. When I turn it on, all right, let's take a look at, is my car safe or not safe? Wow, take a look at that.
Not safe.
My entire space in my car is actually emitting a ton of radiation. No wonder people get so stressed up, so tired after spending so much time in the car. So what I have here is the emGuarde by Enagic, right? I placed one in my car and I'm just gonna turn it on and I just leave it and let's test it now. Okay, let's test it now. Take a look at this. Once the emGuarde is on, I am totally protected by all the radiation emitted by my car, so that when I spend long hours or get...
Okay, so if you want these videos, I'll be posting it up in the Telegram group. Later, I'll send the link where Telegram group is where you get all your resources. We have a lot of trainings, a lot of upcoming Zoom meetings, like everything will be in our official emGuarde Telegram group. I will send that link at the end of tonight's Zoom meeting. So all these videos, you will find it there. So even your cars, ladies and gentlemen, you're actually exposed to a lot of radiation. Okay, so this is the emGuarde. For those of you who want to get it, please speak to the person that invited you into this Zoom meeting for tonight. Go back to the person that introduced you. This is just a education platform. Yeah, so for sales and buying and all that, go back to the person that invited you. Okay, so now I'm going to quickly jump into the second and final segment of tonight, because who here, you believe that, you know, if you learn about something good, you know, we don't just want to keep it to ourselves. We would like to share with the people around us. Am I right? You know, you go to a nice restaurant, you have nice food. What do you want to do? You want to talk to your friends about it, right? That this restaurant is serving very nice food. So if you have this emGuarde and you know that you are protecting your family and your loved ones from radiation, would you also like to share with your friends? You know, your brother, your sister, or people around you, your colleagues, people who spend time in offices where you have LED lights, air conditioning, all kinds of wiring everywhere. You would like to share with them as well, right? So if you like to also share with people, the company actually has a way that you can also get paid when people buy the emGuarde through your referral. That's the first way how you can see it. The second way is some of you are looking at this because it's so new in the market, totally brand new. Nobody is doing it yet, and there's a huge opportunity to build a huge business behind emGuarde. All right. So whether you take the first route or the second route, either way, when you refer, the company's going to pay you referral bonuses, and your emGuarde, you can even get it for free later on. Just imagine you buy one emGuarde today, you refer friends, the company actually pays you back the entire amount of money when you do certain amount of referrals and more. So I'm going to go into the business opportunity on the emGuarde. Who here you actually see that there's a huge market for people, what do you call that? There's a huge market for emGuarde in Malaysia and also globally. Type 1 in the chat box. You believe there's a huge market for this? Because now a lot of people, they don't even know. They know there is EMR. They know there is all this radiation. They know there's harmfulness, but they don't know the solutions. And when you go to the internet today, what do you see? You see all these people selling all these, what do you call that? Who have seen all these radiation, anti-radiation stickers and all that. We have tested a bunch of these things. They barely work. Patches, right? They barely work. When you put the patch onto your phone, you put the detector, it is still ringing. Yeah, so far in the market, we have not seen any technology but emGuarde that has a harmonics frequency technology to cancel out the pathway. Yeah, so emGuarde is the one and only one doing it so far. So the company emGuarde, as I mentioned at the start, it is a 49-year-old company. The company has been around for a long time. They have offices in 25 countries with 45 offices. Our team is the one that opened up Malaysia, India, UAE, Nigeria, and now the UK as well. So the opportunity is global. So if in the future, when you have friends in all these countries, you're also able to sell them the emGuarde, and you actually get paid a commission here in Malaysia. Yeah, so you can sell to somebody in US, in Canada, in Nigeria, in Singapore, in Australia, when the emGuarde is launched later. Yeah, not now. Now it's just Malaysia, and you get paid in Malaysia. So Kim Chok asked, any hospitals using it here? Not to my knowledge. We are very new. We launched 3 months ago. I don't think so at the moment. But we have, I believe we have officers, big officers using it at the moment. Hospitals, I don't know about it yet. Yeah, not to my knowledge. So I believe sooner or later people will install it even in hospitals. Okay. Now, how does the business work? Now this emGuarde is so good. So what people normally do is they want to actually refer to all their friends, right? Their friends. So when every emGuarde you refer, you get something called direct sales, and every direct sale company pays you a direct commission. Now the beautiful part about this system is when you refer to a friend and that person says, I love this machine as well, I love this emGuarde technology, they also want to spread it to their friends, or they also want to take it up as a business and they start selling the emGuarde. You will get something called indirect sales. So this is very simple. You have your direct sales, you have your indirect sales. And the total, we call it group sales. I hope everybody is clear on this point so far. It's very straightforward. You have your direct, and then you have your indirect. It's very important. Okay, so here, what Kim Chok? I don't understand what your comment. We are so backward. So many countries using. I don't understand. emGuarde is only launched in Malaysia 3 months ago. Yeah, those officers around the world, those are emGuarde's officers selling the Kangen water machines. Yeah, emGuarde is only in Malaysia at the moment. Okay, so now the company actually pays out multiple different. Yeah, I think you got the misconception. emGuarde has their own product called the Kangen machine. They have a range of products that we don't cover in this Zoom. This Zoom is only for emGuarde because it was recently launched. They have been selling their other products in all these markets for many years. emGuarde is only launched 3 months ago in Malaysia, and Malaysia is the first country to have it. Yeah. All right. So Bunchu also asked, is the harmonic frequency emitted by emGuarde type radiation? If you point a detector at the emGuarde, would it show any reading? So whatever harmonics frequency, I've asked the technical team, the frequency coming out has a very low level of frequency, so the detector even cannot pick it up because it's very low. So it's harmless to the body, and when you put the detector near the emGuarde, it also doesn't show any reading, because if there's anything that is above, okay, because it can be emitted by other components in the emGuarde. I hope Bunchu, you understand what I'm saying. So the emGuarde has many components, right? The light, the technology itself that sends out the harmonics. But if it's the light emitting any form of radiation, the harmonics also cancel it out. So I hope I'm making sense to you. Okay, but a harmonic frequency itself is very low level frequency, so it's not detectable. Yeah. So now the company, let's go back to the business first. Keep posting your questions in the comment box. They will answer it later. And most of your questions, right, it will be answered when you watch our training videos in the emGuarde Telegram group that I'll be posting later. Okay. So the 8A and or 8-point commission, this is the main commission I'm going to share with you guys today. Oop, I don't know why there's a double. Let me just move forward. Okay. So this is the emGuarde. Okay. So how the marketing system of emGuarde work is like this. Every machine, every emGuarde, emGuarde allocates a budget. So you see, emGuarde doesn't spend money on marketing or advertising. What they do is they have a budget of 2,400 ringgit per sale for the distributors, and it will be split and shared among the distributors. Now, the 2,400 ringgit is divided into 8 parts, or we call it 8As, okay? Where 1A is 300 ringgit. So how does it work? All you need to understand from this slide is every emGuarde company budgets 2,400 ringgit for distributors like yourself and myself, and it is divided into 8 parts, where one part is 1A, and 1A is 300 ringgit, okay? And some of you may ask, how many emGuardes do you need to buy, or is there any fees to join the business? No. As long as you buy one single emGuarde, you're already considered a member for life. One emGuarde, which you can choose to pay it on installments for 24 months at 200 something ringgit a month. So in terms of starting this as a business, right, the joining cost is very low because you can be buying it on installment, and this is the only product you need to buy. The only reason you buy 2 or 3 more emGuardes is because if you need it, right? If you have a big house, you may want to buy more. But as long as you buy one, you can start the business. Okay. So how does it actually work? Now, your first and second direct sale, we call it a 1A sale. So 1A sale means on your first 2, you make 300 ringgit and 300 ringgit commission on your first 2. Okay. So you sell to, let's say, your brother, the first one, you get 300. Your sister, you sell, you get another 300. Now, once you get to 2A, now the company actually increases up your rank to 2A. So 2A means every sale you make, 600 ringgit. Okay, 600 ringgit. So your third sale onwards, every sale you make, 600 ringgit. Not bad. It's almost 10% of the product value, right? Now, once you have crossed the 10 group sales, remember, anybody remember what is group sales? Can somebody type out in the chat box what makes up the group sales? Something plus something equals to group sales. Your direct plus your indirect sales, right, equals to group sales. So once you achieve 10 cumulative, which means there's no time frame, there's no like reset or whatever. Once you achieve 10 cumulative group sales, okay, the next direct sale you do is a 3A sale, which means once you have done 10 total group, the next sale you do, the 11th sale, you'll be making 900 ringgit per emGuarde. Thank you, Samantha. Okay, thank you, James. So once that 10 grows to 20, now the keyword is cumulative. Cumulative means it is stacking up month by month, year by year. So there's no time frame, there's no resetting. Once your 10 sales becomes 20, means it's another 10 from you or from your group. Now you're ready for 4A on your next direct sale, which is 1,200 ringgit Malaysia. So every sale you sell, you make 1,200 ringgit. Pretty good, right? So that is 4A. Okay. Now, once you get to 5A, okay, 1,500 ringgit per emGuarde. So once you achieve 50 cumulative emGuarde group sales, your next direct sale is a 5A sale, 1,500 ringgit. Okay, so if you were to sell 10 emGuardes in 1 month, your commission that emGuarde will be paying to you will be 15,000 ringgit. Yeah, because everyone will be earning 1,500. And after 100 cumulative emGuarde group sales, you can achieve 6A. 1,800 ringgit is the maximum margin per emGuarde. Okay, so once you hit 6A, that's the highest rank, you receive 1,800 ringgit. And the great thing about emGuarde is once you hit a rank of 4A or 5A or 6A, you don't drop to 3, 2, 1 anymore. Because your rank, once you get there, it is fixed. Is that good? If it's good, type number 1 in the chat box. A lot of companies, especially all these, you will see in the market, all these direct selling company, all that, you have to, first of all, buy a lot of products every month. You buy things that you don't need just to maintain your business, just to maintain your account, and you spend a ton of money. And your rank refreshes. So if you don't hit a certain, they call it sales value or PV or whatever, your rank starts to drop and your commission, everything. You know, it's very complicated. Now here in emGuarde, it's very simple. Once you hit 6A or 5A or whatever, you are permanently there. Okay, that's why I like that. So Bunchu asks, is the emGuarde? So some of you have asked something regards to the product questions. I only responded after. Now I can respond in regards to the distributor side. So Bunchu asks, is the emGuarde distributor status permanent? Yes. Yeah. So once you buy one emGuarde, it is permanent. Okay. So yes. Okay. So new emGuarde announcement. emGuarde used to be counted as half a group sale per unit, but the latest update is emGuarde will be counted as one group sale per unit. Yeah. So emGuarde will only be counted as half a unit only in the month of ranking up. So this one is for people who are in the business long enough. I'm not going to go to the details, but this is some announcement for the existing distributors. You would understand this. Okay, so this is the latest news from emGuarde. emGuarde is now considered one group sale for you to rank up to 6A. So it's amazing. It used to be counted only as a half sale. Okay, so this is the direct sale commission. Now, what I'm going to share with you is this. Now, in business, we believe in leveraging, right? We believe in leveraging to scale our business. So how can you leverage in this business? This business is not about you and how many emGuardes you can sell. It's about the people that you can form as a team to go out and build an organization of emGuarde sellers as well. So let's say you bring in your first 3 customers. How much do you make? 300, 300, and 600. We covered that in the direct sale slide. But once your distributor like Tom starts to also sell the machine, starts to also sell the emGuarde, what's going to happen is every sale that comes in under Tom, let's say Tom sells to Grace, company also pays you an overriding commission of 300 ringgit. This is what we call a 1A overriding lane. Now, I want you to notice something. You see, in most direct selling company or even real estate or property agent or whatever, when you sell something, you make so much, or even insurance, right? But when your agent sells something, you make a percentage of their commission. Am I making sense? In emGuarde, you sell something, you make 300. That person sells something, you also make 300. It is a 1-to-1. So the powerful thing about this system is in the indirect sales, because you're making 1-to-1 commission. If you're following so far, type number 2 in the chat box. Yeah, it's very, very powerful. And it goes down many, many levels. So what you want to do is you want to build an organization. You want to build a team of people that also know about emGuarde, learn about emGuarde, come to attend our trainings, and go out and sell the emGuarde in the market because it is new in the market. Yeah. So what happens when you sign up somebody under your 2A now? Now, the difference is not only you make more on the direct sale commission, but when this person also goes out and sell to 3 people, yeah, so these are indirect sales to you. Every sale, it is 600, 600, 600. Why? Because in the system, Kim is locked in under your 2A line. So whatever Kim sells, you are making 2A commission. Who likes what they just see, right? Who likes what they just see right here? Type 3 in the chat box. You like that you're actually making a lot more referral commissions from your downlines. Okay, so after 10 group sale, you bring in the next direct sale. Remember what we discussed before. The next direct sale now you rank up to 3A, which is 900. So let's take a scenario whereby this person may buys this emGuarde from you, and in that same month went out to sell 10 emGuardes. So what's going to happen? Company will pay May her commission as per the direct sale commission chart, but because she's under your 3A in the system, every emGuarde you get paid 900. So when you have 10 emGuardes, it is 9,000 ringgit of overriding commission that is paid to you. Are you guys following so far? Yeah? Are you guys following so far? So you can actually get 9,000 ringgit when May sells 10 emGuardes in 1 month. This is the power of the 8-point system. Very, very powerful. So remember, everything under your 2A, let's continue. All these people that keeps on selling the emGuarde, you keep on getting 600 ringgit. But let me just bring you back to the point where, remember, every emGuarde, how much does the company set aside to be paid out to the distributors from every emGuarde? What is the budget? Can somebody give me the number in the chat box? And this budget is divided into how many A's or how many points? Can somebody give me some answers? 2,400 ringgit, right? Thank you, Samantha. Thank you, James. And it's divided into 8 points, exactly. So let's see where does the 8 points flow to so that we can know how deep does the commission actually go. So when Don buys an emGuarde from John, okay, John is the one to get the first commission, which is 300 ringgit because it is John's first sale, right? So from the 8A, 1A is paid to John, means you have 7 A's to still go upwards. So John is under Bob's 2A. Can you see that? Bob signed up John under his 2A line. So by right, on John's sale, Bob actually makes 2A overriding commission. I hope I'm making sense. Okay. So Bob gets 2 A's. So that is already 3 A's from the 8 A's. We're left with 5 A's. Ani also gets 2A. So that is, you're left with 3A. Kim also get 2A. So in this, right, from Don's machine, the 8 A's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 A's have been paid to these people below you. So when 7As is paid out, how many As are you left with? 1A commission. So for this emGuarde that is so many levels below you, you still make a 1A commission, which is 300 ringgit. Okay? Second sale, when John sells the second unit, you make another 300 ringgit. Only when John sells the third unit, what happens? When John sells the third unit, what is his rank now? Can get somebody respond in the chat box? What is his rank now? What is his Enagic ranking when he sells his third emGuarde? All right, thank you so much, Maxine, Samantha. So he's 2A, right? Yeah, that's right. So when John starts to make 2, Bob also makes 2, that's 4. Ani makes 2, that's 6. Kim makes 2, that's 8. So when the whole 8A commission is paid to these 4 people below you, all right, which means there is no more commission to flow up to you. This is what we call a non-8A sale. And a non-8A sale do not count as a group sale. All right. So when I saw this for the first time, by the way, this is the same system Enagic uses for all their products. Yeah. So for the Kangen water machine, for the Yukon, for the Anaspa, it's the same system. So I saw the only difference is the commission amount depending on the product value. So I saw this system 9 years ago, and when I saw this, it gave me a lot of confidence. Why? Because we know exactly where the money goes to. You attend some of these direct selling companies, they tell you they pay don't know how many percent here, matching bonus, this and that, left and right. You get confused, you don't even know where the money is paid to. But what I love about Enagic is the simplicity and the transparency. They tell you when this emGuarde is sold at this level, this is how the commission is paid, and is paid to all these people. So number 1, transparency. Number 2, simplicity. Number 3, you know that Enagic never overpays the distributor. Every emGuarde, they set aside a certain amount. That is the amount they pay. What happens when a company starts to overpay? They cannot sustain, right? So this 8-point system is actually already patented by the company, which means it cannot change. Okay, it's the same thing. It's very consistent. Okay, so what do you want to do? Now, some of you may look at this 0, oh, no more commission. But let me remind you on this. Let's take an example of Kim. Kim sold 3 emGuarde so far directly. Do you think she'll stop, or do you think she'll continue to sell? She will definitely continue to sell, right? And every time Kim continues to sell, or Ali, or Abu, or Ani, or Bryce, or whoever in your team, they continue to sell. What's going to happen is your overriding will keep on continuing because they go horizontally. Yeah? So what the most important person to even keep on selling is you. Because why? Once you hit 20 group sale, what you want to do is to open up your next direct sale, because now you sign up this person, Tony, under your 4A, and every emGuarde Tony starts to sell, okay, you're going to get 4A commission as per the 8-point commission. So your override also gets bigger. So let's say in the first month, Tony sells 10 emGuardes, you make 12,000 ringgit. And the beautiful thing is emGuarde is so new in the market. You can have one person like Tony selling 10 emGuarde in KL. You have another person in Puchong selling 10, another person in Johor, another person in Penang, another person in Singapore. Everybody is selling 10, 20 emGuardes a month for you. Just imagine the amount of commission you could be making. That depends on how many people you bring in and how good they are. All right? But this is the system. And once you hit 5A, okay, let's say you bring me in, now every emGuarde I sell, you make 1,500 ringgit. And once you hit 6A, now every emGuarde will be 1,800 ringgit. So this is how you scale your business. You want to bring in people at the higher ranks so that when they sell, you keep on making more and more commission. If you guys are clear on the 8-point system so far, give me a number 1 in the chat box. Okay? So I'm coming to the end of my Zoom soon. I have one more slide to share with you guys before I respond to some of those questions on the emGuarde. Okay? So what I want to share with you here is the career path of Enagic. Now, this is something that is officially from the company, and before I even go into it, there's a disclaimer. This is not an income claim. This is not income projection or representation. This is something called the career path of the company. Now, first of all, when you become a 6A, you're going to get $3,000 of one-time title bonus. That's what we call a 6A. Okay. Now, the second level after 6A, a lot of people ask, okay, 6A, what is next? Next is 6A2. 6A2 means you have 2 people below you on separate lines. Whether directly or indirectly, they become 6A, you become 6A2, and the company actually pays you $6,000. So the role of a 6A, once they achieve, is to build 2 more leaders under them to make sure they are also successful. And when those 2 people become 6A2 themselves, now you become 6A2-2, company pays you $12,000 one-time bonus. Yeah? And once those 2 people become 6A2-2, now you go to 6A2-3, where you receive $25,000 one-time bonus and $5,000 monthly, plus other incentive calculation. And I have to put a disclaimer, there is performance requirements. Because you can't just get to a rank and then don't do anything and get paid. There are performance requirements. We're not going to go into the details for this Zoom tonight, but I'm just going to share with you this one. Next one is Dash 4. The company will pay you $50,000 and $10,000 a month. Dash 5, $100K US and $50,000 a month. And Dash 6, $200,000 reward, one-time title bonus, and $20,000 a month. Let me ask all of you here a question. Who here you would like to achieve this kind of monthly income? Type career path in the chat box. You would love to achieve this. You would love to have $5, $10, $15, $20,000 coming to you every month, and you're building these businesses in Malaysia, globally, everywhere. Amazing, right? This is the emGuarde opportunity. All right. And let me tell you this. Now with emGuarde, how much does it cost for anybody to start this business? 275 ringgit a month. If somebody comes and tell you, I want to start a business, but they don't have 275 ringgit a month, they're not serious, right? They open up any other business or shop or whatever, you have to come up with more than that. So this is a business where it's totally risk-free, because when you pay 275 ringgit, you're also getting a product, am I right, ladies and gentlemen, that you're using. You're not paying it to me or to whoever. You're buying something and you have a membership for life. Okay? And you have the opportunity to get yourself to 6A, 6A2, Dash 3, Dash 4, all these levels in the future by using emGuarde, because now it's so easy to sell. I've heard people selling 5 emGuardes in one meeting, 10 emGuardes in one meeting, because a lot of people are buying 2 to 3 emGuardes per home. So the opportunity is massive and it's brand new in the market. And now it's in Malaysia. Later it's going to go outside of Malaysia. And those of you who are in the emGuarde family already, you know this is a global business. I have my business in Malaysia, India, Dubai, Nigeria, and Turkey, and a few more countries as well. So you can sell this to anybody around the world in the future, and you're able to enjoy these kinds of income. All it costs you today is 275 ringgit a month, or less than 10 ringgit a day to start this business. Am I making sense, ladies and gentlemen? You get an installment to buy this emGuarde, 275 ringgit. Your first commission is already 300 ringgit. So you sell one emGuarde a month, you're covering your monthly installment. So all this is basically for you to consider, and go back to the person inviting you today, share with them what you learned from this Zoom, and let them know you're ready to join, or maybe this business is not for you. Share with them and they will get to help you get started in the business. Okay, so this is that's it from me for the business plan. I'm going to go back. So if any questions, please put it in the chat box. I'm going to go back to some of the questions you guys asked just now. So I've answered that already. Okay, now Kim Chok also asked, if I use it in the living room, will the device be able to disperse radiation in the bedroom even when the bedroom doors are closed? Very, very good question. So the harmonic frequency actually goes through walls. It goes through partition, it goes through brick walls, it goes through concrete wall. Now, if the wall, in between the wall, has electric cable or wiring or metal, the harmonics frequency gets affected. So how do you know this? You have to test it. You have to test it, because some of you don't know what is in the wall. Okay? But if you're sure it's nothing inside, it's just concrete, it will pass through. Even the door closed, everything closed, no problem. Okay? So you have to test it. Bunchu asked, my friend said iPhone has been tested and meets applicable limits of RF exposure, so it poses no hazard. Is it true? Now, if you were to go online and talk about all these and search about all these phone, is it safe and all that, there are many videos and articles that claims that phones and all that are safe to use and the RF exposure is not very high. All right? But let me ask you a question. If the RF exposure from your phone is not dangerous, why would Apple put a disclaimer in their legal and regulatory to ask you to reduce RF exposure, use a hands-free or speakerphone? All right, so this one is a sensitive topic. Why? If there are claims that say that, you know, the World Health Organization, just now I shared with you, remember, says in 2011, all right, and last time the phone is less canggih, means there's less this, less that, so the radiation could be even lower. In 2011, they're already saying that the electromagnetic radiation is classified as possibly carcinogenic based on an increased risk of brain cancer associated with wireless phone use. So we have to look at all this information and make our own conclusion. Now, let me give you one statement. If this is classified as dangerous, these big boys, Apple, Samsung, Huawei, do you think they can still sell their phones in the market? There will be social panic, right? So I let you make that own conclusion. If you were to ask my personal opinion, okay, if you were to do this, what do you call, use your phone every day like this, if you feel the heat, if you get a headache here, what does that tell you? It's harming you, right? Yeah, so we have to make our own conclusion. Okay, so that is my answer to you. That is my answer to you. But according to the detector that we use, remember the demo, we always use detector and we detect. It is the phone is showing more than 1,500 microwatts of, we call it power intensity. And according to the range, the chart, it is not safe. That is coming from our own testing. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so Dato Nasri asks, so now we don't need 200 unit group sales to achieve 6.8. No, this is a, wait for that. Now, you only need 100 group sales, but Dato, you understand that in enagic, you need 300,000 US dollar of sales value to rank up to 6.8. So let me just share my screen again. Okay. So either yes and no. Can you see 6A? You need 101 total group sales plus 300,000 US dollars in accumulated group sales. So that is your sales value. Every product of enagic has a sales value. So the sales value is in your back office, your DSS. Okay, so the whole world follows the same sales value. Yeah, so I think that will understand already. Yeah, so yes and no. If you only sell emGuarde 100 piece, the emGuarde sales value is 1,480 US. So if you sell 100, okay, it's only 148,000. Okay, so it's not enough to rank you up to 6A. Okay, you need 300,000. But if you have Kangen machine, you have the Wukon and all that, okay, and all this kind of stuff, you would achieve your sales value. So Winston asked, why does the icon goes on and off when it's plugged in? I need to see, Winston, what I would suggest is you take a video and send it to the enagic technical team. Okay, let them verify what is if there's anything wrong. But if is it blinking or is it breathing? Can you please answer in the chat box? Is it blinking or is it like that? Or is it like breathing like this? Blinking or breathing? Which one? Yeah, so okay, so let me just stop the recording, guys.
Recording stopped.
Winston, is there any response from you? Is it blinking or breathing? Okay, so for the rest of you guys, those of you who have joined us, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Once again, please go back to your sponsors, your uplines to get the emGuarde, learn more about the emGuarde, visit the enagic office. It is in Mid Valley, Mega Mall Boulevard offices. Feel free to drop by, and I will see you guys next Wednesday at the same time at 8:30 p.m. for the emGuarde Zoom again. Okay, so if you